everyone's all set, as an entire week's gone by and we've all kept our New Year's resolutions intact. So we decided to start this week's Explore Tulsa with Outdoorsmen on a Mission.
Then the Oklahoma Music Man.
Followed by the color Plum.
Plus the Force is with you.
Hi there, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Happy New Year, and thanks for making us a part of your 2018.
Over the holidays, we all have the giving spirit. I especially like it when the giving comes my way.
Well, for some, the giving doesn't stop when the holidays are done.
Because the outdoorsmen in action know that there's a chance that people are going to need help all year long.
Most people, most citizens, don't think about tornadoes until they happen, until the news starts reporting on TV. So there's not any kind of pre-planning. It's almost like a reaction rather than a response.
In 2013, the tornado hit in Moore, Oklahoma. And we, like we have for so many other disaster scenes, we went down and took a team down to do some work, some tree clearing and road clearing and mass feeding and handing out supplies and things like that.
And then when Nick and I met, he invited me to go to Moore to work the tornado scene. And after just a couple of days, I started looking at the overall picture, and I started seeing some areas that were kind of being missed.
After that event happened, we noticed a lot of things that were missing on that scene, a lot of organizations that were not fulfilling needs. They were trying real hard, but certain needs that needed to be filled just didn't have anybody to meet them. There's a lot of people that were on scene that were untrained, weren't necessarily skilled, best of intentions, but at the same time just didn't get the things done that actually needed to be done.
Being hunters, being outdoorsmen, we're used to almost thinking tactically, and so we started identifying, I started thinking in my mind some areas that outdoorsmen would be perfect for in disaster scenes. And little did I know that Nick was across town thinking the exact same thing. Outdoorsmen in Action is the first disaster relief organization actually born out of the outdoor industry.
Our goal is to try to organize things on the back end. We cater to outdoorsmen, we cater to hunters and to anglers, to people who spend their lives, farmers and guys that are, moving dirt for a living and guys in that kind of world. So by doing that, we get these guys who have a skill set that is kind of outside the norm. Although we use guys who are bookkeepers and financial planners and garage mechanics and things like that, a lot of these guys who have skills like moving dirt and cutting trees and doing manual labor, like we use those and we recruit them ahead of time and we know right where they're going to go, so that organizationally we're not trying to put people in spots where they don't belong. We're actually putting everybody kind of in their sweet spot and making sure that they have a path to move forward in it.
I had worked construction when I was a kid, so getting up and helping people with their roofs or, minor maintenance, cutting trees, that kind of thing, really was pretty standard for me. But you find that you have other skill sets to help people. You can get in and help people really begin the healing process of straightening their lives away just by cleaning up for them, the little things.
What we do is we kind of take them from ground level and we start training them. So we figure out what their passions and their skill sets are. We figure out what drives them, what they're really, really good at, what they enjoy doing. And then we take them and we plug them into different groups.
That's one of the areas that we identified when we have scout teams, and that's the other benefit of using outdoorsmen is we can pick up the phone. We've got an email system that we use, a text message system that we use of volunteers that have said, yes, if there's a tornado in my area, I will be on a scout team to go out and assess the scene and report back what we think the needs are going to be. And because of Nick's experience over the last 20 years, we can pretty much take that information and know ahead of time what we're going to need showing up so that we don't waste time.
We also have teams that do mass feedings, and one of the things that we do for that is when these disasters hit, people need food. For days and days and days, and not just the people who are in the disaster, but the people who show up to actually help need food. We have other crews that are chainsaw people and crews that do muck outs and cleaning out houses and ripping out drywall and trashing things and that kind of thing. And then we also have follow-up teams, and that's probably one of the things we're most proud of. is our follow-up team. So what we do is we work with local churches and community organizations, local businesses who are there on the ground where the disaster happened, who have a heart to help, but they may not know how to get involved. So we reach out and we network with them, and we communicate long-term needs to them. We make introductions. So if a family down the street here just lost their house in a tornado, we might have a local business or a local church that kind of adopts that family and gets them to work every day until they can get their cars replaced, or gets them to and from the shelter or the school, or fosters their pets while they don't have a place that they can take it, or provides food or shelter or whatever. So the idea would be that we're employing, we have volunteer local people who we network with and kind of build community to facilitate long-term care that a lot of times does not happen in normal disaster situations.
It's hard to put into words what you feel working with a team that you know wants to do exactly what you want to do.
It's an incredible feeling. As I go back to that lady in Moore, I'll never forget it. I said to myself that day, I want to be a part of being able to look at somebody like that next time and having a solution for them. Something that we pride ourselves as an organization is the follow-up. Everybody gets kind of not excited, but everybody gets amped up while a situation's happening. But it's the follow-up weeks and days and sometimes even months after that with that family that just lost everything, helping them put the pieces back together. I think a lot of times does as much or more than helping them clean up the debris.
What a great thing Nick, Shannon, and all the volunteers like Martin are doing with the Outdoorsman skills.
To find out how you can help, visit outdoorsmeninaction.org to get started.
What they need is great action theme music.
Maybe the Oklahoma Music Education Association has just the right prospects to help them out.
Well, we'll find out next when Explore Tulsa continues.
The box stores have come and gone, but Video Revolution is 35 years strong. Come see why. Video Revolution is the largest independent consumer electronics store in the region. For 35 years, we continue to have low prices and high customer service. Top brands like Sony, Samsung, LG, Yamaha, Sonos, Klipsch, and many more. Better than box stores in so many ways. Come experience the difference. The Video Revolution difference on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Hello, thanks for continuing with us for more Explore Tulsa.
In Tulsa, you don't have to look far before finding music that is better than any others around.
That's right. Broken Arrow, Jinx, and Owasso all have marching bands that always rank high in state competitions, as well as many other school music programs.
And a lot of the credit goes to those instructors who are part of the Oklahoma Music Educator Association.
We have found that any time that music programs have been cut throughout the nation anywhere, normally a lot of things then begin to go south in that educational arena. If that's just a high school in western Oklahoma, or it's a collegiate group or an elementary. We had one in our city, one of our elementary schools cut out music, the rest of them have it. And I can already feel a sense of kids having a yearning in that particular school because they don't have one music class all day long. And so our goal is to definitely, part of our mission statement is that all kids will have the opportunity for music education. We think that is very critical, and we all work diligently to make sure that music remains in all the public schools and all schools in the state of Oklahoma. The Oklahoma Music Educators Association is really an organization which is an affiliate or part of the National Association for Music Education out of Reston, Virginia. It's kind of our umbrella company for all of the states in the United States that have state chapters. We're the Oklahoma Music Educators. There's also Oregon and Ohio, so we call ourselves OkMEA. cannot get confused with the other two states. We have basically a mission statement which will help and assist all of the music educators in the state of Oklahoma just to grow the kiddos and all the students music-wise, aesthetic-wise, and so on. We have two parts to our conference and convention in Tulsa. One part is our state convention, or we call our in-service workshop. Our in-service workshop is basically has music educators from preschool all through elementary, middle school, high school, and collegiate university teachers. And they're actually having workshops, concerts, and performances from all of those different areas of education in music. We then, along with that, simultaneously have what we call our all-state program. We have 8 all-states. We have an intercollegiate band for our college youth. We also then have a children's choir, which meets here at the Doubletree Hotel, and they perform after 2 or 3 days of rehearsal. The all-state organizations, we have 6 then high school level, and there are 2 bands. One's called the Wind Symphony, one's called the Symphonic Band. There's 2 choirs, one is the mixed chorus and one is the treble chorus. We have the orchestra and we also have the jazz ensemble. You've heard people say, if you find something you love to do, you never work a day in your life, because you get up saying, thank you, God, for the area you gave me, the skills you gave me, the gifts you gave me, and I don't feel like I've ever worked a day in my life, even though a lot of people call me a workaholic, because it's just fun to get up and watch people perform. And when you direct, let's say, a band to do a big marching show, or a choir to put on a musical or a big concert, and you spend hours and weeks developing that, there's a sense of pride that these students came from where they were to this great performance they're now presenting on some stage or in some arena or on some football field. So it's very rewarding also then in Oklahoma Music Educators, as in any music association, to watch everything put together and all these kids come. We have 750 all-state students, and watch them come and perform for us, and all the hours, hundreds of thousands of hours, all these kids put together collectively to prepare to play for the top level organizations and groups in the state is extremely rewarding, I think, for all the directors and all the teams that help present this conference.
A couple of my kids were in some of those bands, and I was so proud and had so much fun watching them perform.
To learn more about the Oklahoma Music Educator Association, visit okmea.org.
I think a marching band outfit in varied colors of plum would look so good on me.
Well, I don't think Sally has band uniforms, and not all of her outfits are plum colors, but Plum Wild Boutique in Broken Arrow is a great place to shop. When we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get 1 pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my 2-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
If someone has ever referred to you as Plum Wild, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
Well, yes, but Plum Wild is a boutique in the Rose District of Broken Arrow, where we'll find Sally Redwine and her staff making shopping fun again.
Plum Wild. There were 3 of us trying to come up with a name, and purple's my favorite color. And sometimes I can be a little on the fun side, so Plum Wild just was a natural fit. I started selling insurance, oh gosh, probably 40 years ago, and did that for about 20 years, and then answered an ad that sold compliance software in the insurance industry, so it was just a natural fit, and did that for 20 years. I learned that you ask them what they need. You don't sell them what you want them to have. So it's real easy just to really carry on a conversation, ask them what, really what they're interested in, what their needs are, and then trying to find a solution and let them walk away happy. When I started in 16, I worked for 15 years in retail, and it was kind of always a dream to have a store. And I found myself unemployed after, like I said, 40 years of being in one industry. And a friend of mine came in and she made these wreaths. And she said, I think I'm gonna put my wreaths in a pop-up store. And I said, no, I'll open up a store, because I just, like I said, had time on my hands. My husband had an office building that was set up like a vendor situation, so it was perfect, and it was empty. So we started, and vendors just kept coming in and coming in. I have no idea where they came from. They just kept coming in. So I felt like it was meant to be, and we ended up doing well for just the Christmas season 2 years ago. And so here we are. My husband actually sold the building that we were in originally, and so I just could not find a place to save my life, and this opened up, and it was just meant to be. And we were just thrilled with it because it was perfect the way it was already built out. It was perfect for a clothing store. So we have local vendors, and they're from Tulsa, Broken Arrow, surrounding areas, that they are the artists. I am not artistic, I can't make anything, I just like to sell things. So they come in, and we have like jewelry that's made with natural stones. It's made by a lady that is here in Tulsa. And all her things are handmade, one of a kind. We have, like I said, things from Shark Tank. We have easy peasy mats that can't come off the table so children can't throw their food on the floor. We have Grace and Lace is a clothing item that we carry, and Grace and Lace does mission work, and they are also from Shark Tank. That's where I found them, and they give 10% of all their profits away. And gosh, we have everything. We have pillows, we have baby clothing, we have children's items, we have, mugs, wine glasses, just everything you can possibly imagine, a little bit of everything. We want everybody greeted as they walk in. We say goodbye to them when they walk out. We want to make sure that they feel welcome. They want to play dress up. We don't want any pressure. Nobody can say bad things about their bodies. We don't allow that. So yes, we try our hardest to be really friendly and make sure that they feel good when they're in here and know that we want them in here. It's awesome. It really is scary. It's very scary because now all the pressure's on me. But to hear somebody walk in and say, oh, this is the cutest little store, this is a great little shop, or see somebody out with a sack from Plum Wild or with their clothes on from here, it just makes my heart sing. I love it.
I had no idea that you could buy that many plum-colored hangers. They were everywhere in Sally's shop.
Visit plumwildboutique.com to find out what all Sally's Place has to offer.
Sally and her staff were so friendly, but sometimes those are the ones to watch out for the most because the force is strong with the nice one.
Oh my, you've seen Star Wars too many times. And because of that, I know you'll enjoy spending time with Tulsa Kendo next when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Gluten-free, organic, natural, whole grain, all words used by marketers to make you believe you're buying healthy food.
Even when the product isn't necessarily good for you.
But there's an easy fix. Instead of believing what's in front of you, turn it around and read the label. Find out what's really in the product.
Our goal is to eliminate sugars, grains, and breads from our diet Start by eliminating sugar and grains one day each week.
Each day without sugar and grains is one day closer to a healthier you.
Visit our website to find our free glycemic index food chart to learn how specific carbohydrates affect your body.
Hi there, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa.
Star Wars Last Jedi was #1 at the box office last weekend.
Yeah, their worldwide box office is just over $1 billion.
But what you may not know is that Kendo is how Hollywood taught its Jedis how to fight with lightsabers.
The same kind of training you'll find at Tulsa Kendo.
Kendo means, in Japanese, way of the sword. So it's a method of examining yourself as a person through the practice that we do, so it takes a very strong personality to teach effectively.
Kendo is a traditional Japanese martial art and sport of fencing. It's not like what they show in the movies. It's much different. It's very linear as opposed to flowy like they show in movies.
I've always wanted to practice Kendo my whole life, and in 2004 I went to a practice center in Oklahoma City called Senshinkan Dojo, and I met my teacher there, and he helped me understand how to practice Kendo, but he also impacted my life.
Really, I just tried it out in college. I had a friend that wanted to try out the club, the local club, and I tagged along, and then we both got really into it. So Kendo is like fencing in general. It's kind of like we like to call it like a physical chess. You're not only benefiting physically from it, but you're also training your mind to figure out how to tackle different problems and find out new solutions.
It taught me discipline. I was used to getting things my own way and not having to work very hard for anything, and my teacher set a very high standard, and meeting that standard became everything for me. It motivated me to practice outside of practice as much as I could. It made me dread going to practice in case I would make a mistake or not live up to his expectation, and that carried over into my life, helped me learn how to take things seriously. And I ran into some very serious health problems a few years back, and Kendo, the work that I had done in Kendo helped me survive, quite literally. So it's impacted my life in every possible way. Kendo is my purpose, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, so you don't need to have any pre-existing like knowledge about Kendo. We start off with just shorts and a t-shirt, and we'll teach you how to bow in, how to hold the sword, and go through basic footwork, and we'll go from the ground up. Kendo is, again, it's not very well known in America, so we get a lot of adult beginners studying Kendo. I started when I was like 19.
In Kendo, there's a concept called Ki, Ken, Tai, Ichi. And Ki is your spirit, Ken is the sword, Tai is your body, and Ichi means one. So it's your spirit, your sword, and your body operating together as one in every technique. And we start with a basic swing. They'll be using a wooden sword to practice like the most fundamental movement, the easiest way to do something with no resistance. And then as practice progresses, they try to improve that movement and sort of adapt it and evolve it to a variety of different situations. So what you'll see is people trying to coordinate themselves with the sword to act together without thinking as one. So your mind, your will, your body, your physical posture, and the sword all operating together.
It's just like a completely wide range of people that like Kendo, get drawn to it. Whether it be, they're interested in Japanese culture, or they're interested in the sporting element of it, or they're just interested in trying to better themselves as a person.
I want to try to transmit what I've learned to Tulsa. Before we started, there was no real place to practice Kendo here, and as long as our dojo is here, people have the opportunity to study this type of swordsmanship, this type of philosophy, this type of learning. And my focus is to provide as strong an environment as possible for those people that have my same interest, Shaw's same interest, the club's same interest, for as long as possible. The strength, the understanding that you can endure, you can make it. If things get tough, you have it, all of us do, all of humanity has it inside of us to push through our own limits. You can do more than you think you can. And the great way to prove that to yourself is by being pushed towards those limits and then surpassing them. It doesn't have to be a great, impressive, high bar that you're reaching for. For many people, one step is enough, but everyone can take that step. And Japanese word is konjo, means guts. It's a fortitude, like a deep roots and strength. And after practicing, maybe things go your way, maybe they don't. Maybe you win, maybe you lose. But ultimately, you're trying to develop yourself and develop your own inner strength. So that's my favorite part about the practice.
Those guys were so much fun to hang out with, and Kendo is such a great way to exercise your mind and body.
Well, if you'd like to try Kendo for yourself, visit TulsaKendoDojo.com to learn more.
I think I'm ready to take on Kilo.
It's Kilo, Stevie. Kilo is about 2.2 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm ready to take it all on too, Trish.
Stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Send me some love.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution. At Video Revolution, the future is now. Behold the beauty of the new Sony 4K High Dynamic Range TV. A true view display producing real-world clarity and brilliant colors with Triluminous X1 technology. Step into the future for yourself at Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Be sure and join us next week on Explore Tulsa when we visit Bellaterra Skin and Spa.
Special thanks to Nick Parsons, Shannon Young, and Martin White, and all those volunteering to do the great work of the Outdoorsmen in action.
Thanks too to Jerry Huffer and all the Oklahoma educators that are part of the Oklahoma Music Educator Association. And thanks to Sally Redwine and her fun crew at Plum Wild Boutique.
Plus thanks to Michael and Shaw for bringing Kendo to T-Town at Tulsa Kendo.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3016 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
And we welcome our newest sponsors, Drs. Mark and Michelle Sherwood at 61st and Sheridan.
Remember, your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with the Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.